रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानंद माधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं। हरिः ओम तत्सत्। Hare Krishna. So are you all ready? Should we start? Lessons from Ramayana. Before we start the discussion, especially those who are coming for the first time, what is your expectation? What do you expect from this course? What do you want to achieve? Do you have any expectation? You can raise your hands and tell, so that we'll see if our course subject matter is aligning to your expectations. Yes, what do you think?
I simply came because my wife told us.
You are disciplined, obedient. Your wife also came? Where is she? Yeah. Why you came? What is your expectation from this session?
I want to go through some aspects of Ramayana which can be useful in our daily life.
You want to learn some daily lessons which can be applied in your daily life. Very good. Anybody else has any other expectations? Because Ramayana everybody knows. There is not even a single, even the cow which is eating the grass outside will tell us the whole Ramayana if you want to ask. So everybody knows the Ramayana. So now that we are discussing aspects of Ramayana, there is nothing new which you will come to know. But of course the lessons which are derived is something often unlooked and often unthought of. We are people who want entertainment. Sometimes to get entertained we hear Ram Katha, Hari Katha, Krishna Katha, but we fail to derive lessons from it. So therefore whenever we hear the pastimes of the Lord, there are two aspects to the discussion. Number one is the Katha aspect, and number two, or rather equally number one, both are parallel aspects, the Katha as well as the lessons which are derived. If one is only focusing on the pastime and not focusing on the lessons which are derived, then one will be a sentimental person who will say Jai Shri Ram, but they will not apply any aspect of the teachings of Ram in their life. Similarly, if there is one person who doesn't know what is Ramayana and is only focused on the principles, values and ethics, then one day they will say, I am Ram. So both are not good. So therefore there has to be a balance between the pastime as well as the lessons which are derived. Now ISKCON is primarily dedicated to serve Radha and Krishna. But we are doing Ram Katha here. What is the difference between Ram and Krishna? Who can tell me? Raise your hands and tell. Yes.
Ram is Maryada Purushottam and Krishna is Leela Purushottam.
Ram is Maryada Purushottam. Krishna is Leela Purushottam. Very hi-fi words Mataji has used. Any other difference? Thank you, Mataji.
I would say there is no difference.
There is no difference.
Both are the avatar of means God in the Dashavatara. Rama.
Both are the same person. Okay. Any other? But I asked a difference. You said there is no difference. The difference is that there is no difference. Any striking difference between Ram Leela and Krishna Leela which you see? This is completely opposite. Gopi Geetam. Gopi Leela. Okay. Indirectly Mataji is saying Ram had only one wife. Krishna had 16,108 wives and many girlfriends. So there is a huge difference. Ram is Eka Patni Vratam and Krishna has married 16,108 wives. And then sir is telling they are the same person. Any other difference? Any kids, they can join the kids class. Yeah. Lord Ram always stands straight, but Krishna stands in a threefold bended form, Tribhanga. Lord Ram, for 11,000 years, he stayed in one place and did something called as Ram Rajya. 11,000 years he ruled the whole planet, rather. But Krishna started from Mathura, then went to Gokul, then went to back again to Mathura, then from there he went to Dwarka, and then ultimately went to Prabhasa, Kshetra. So whole life he kept moving only. So how to understand that they are the same person when we see so many differences in their personality? The only way to understand this is different of rasa, difference in mellows. The same personality has different mood and he tastes different rasas in different forms. But the personality is the same, the person is the same. The same personality of Godhead when he comes as Lord Ram, when Indra sends a chariot to fight the battle, he takes permission of Indra, he says thank you, he circumambulates the chariot, then uses it, and again says thank you to Indra. Without your help, I wouldn't have been able to do what I want. But the same personality when he comes as Krishna, he lifts the Govardhan and he teaches a lesson to Indra, sometimes defeats Indra. The same personality sometimes takes permission to do something, same personality says shut up. So these are the different rasas, different moods, but ultimately the person is the same. To say that Lord Ram is more powerful and Lord Krishna is less powerful, or to say that Lord Krishna is more powerful and Lord Ram is less powerful, is an aparadha, is an offense. It is the same personality of Godhead in two different moods, exhibiting different pastimes. Lord Ram, in that form, in that pastime, will never play the flute. But in Krishna avatar, or in Krishna Leela, he will play the flute. So in that way you have to understand they are the same personalities with different rasas. Ram Leela is Anushtan Pradhan. Means when you hear what Lord Ram is doing, you can follow it step by step. But Krishna Leela is not Anushtan Pradhan. You cannot follow Krishna Leela. How will you lift the Govardhan? How will you have 16,108 wives? Possible hai? Not possible. How will you have 16,108 palaces? And how will you expand yourself into 16,108 forms and simultaneously exist in all the places? So Krishna Leela is not Anushtan Pradhan. Krishna Leela is Anubhav Pradhan. You can just hear and understand this is what God is. And therefore become humble and serve God. But Ram Leela, like Mataji is telling, Maryada Purushottam, he came to set what is human. He came to perform some pastimes in the human, human. He wanted to remain exactly as a human being and perform some pastimes so that he will evoke some love and devotion in the hearts of all human beings. But Krishna Leela, although Krishna came in the form of a human being, but he managed to evoke love from the trees also, from the bees also, from the birds also, from the humans also, from the demigods also, from the demons also. So Krishna Leela is beyond human pastimes. Krishna Leela is God in his original form displaying what he is. There he does not need to follow Maryada. It's like when we ask Krishna to follow Maryada, it is like a aeroplane which is flying in the sky. We are asking the aeroplane, hey, there is red signal on the road, please stop. That is like telling Krishna to follow Maryada. He doesn't need to follow. But it is his greatness that he follows. When he comes in the human world, he goes to Sandipani Muni Ashram in Ujjain and he serves his spiritual master as a menial servant. That is his greatness. He doesn't need to do so. Recently I went to Ujjain, I went to Sandipani Muni Ashram. I was very fortunate. So there the 64 skills, the 64 vidyas which Lord Krishna learned in just 64 days, Krishna and Balram, are all depicted. Nobody can learn all these in 64 days. That means God is just doing some pastimes. He knows it already. He just does it to set an example. So today what we have assembled here is to discuss some lessons which we can derive from Ramayana so that our appreciation for the characters in Ramayana and our devotion for Lord Ram increases. Before we start, how many of you would like to learn a prayer for Lord Ram? Please recite after me. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. So whenever you come in front of Lord Ram, you can offer this prayer. The meaning of this prayer is very deep. I will explain on day 2. So if you want to know the meaning, you have to come on day 2. If you don't come, then you miss it. Number 1. The first aspect of Ramayana which I would like to highlight, I'll take you to the episode where Dashratha is getting ready, and in the morning he's combing his hair and he sees one white hair. And Dashratha had ruled for 60,000 years already. After ruling for 60,000 years, he saw one white hair. And he said, oh, it's time for me to retire now. I will be referring Valmiki Ramayana only. So, he called his ministers and started discussing that, see, I have become old now. I have developed one white hair. So, time for me to retire. So, ministers were very happy. They said, yes, you should definitely retire. When he heard that, yes, you should definitely retire, he felt a little bad, I have served this the state, this whole kingdom for 60,000 years, and they say, you should definitely retire. And then they clarified that it's not that we want you to retire, it is that everybody loves Ram like anything. And the greatest quality of Lord Ram is that more than master, everybody looks up to him as a friend. So everybody will be very happy, and your glory will be increased if you make Lord Ram as the prince or the king. So then Dashrath immediately calls for Lord Ram, and he says, okay, from tomorrow you are the prince. Be ready, make all arrangements. There are many things which happen, but I will cut short. So it is not like Lord Ram becomes very happy after hearing this. His face is almost similar to what it was before. That not much change in the facial expression. And then something again very dramatic happens. Kaikeyi, one of the youngest princesses of Maharaj Dashrath, principal princesses. Maharaj Dashrath had around 360 wives, but the principal queens were 3. Who were they? Kaushalya, Sumitra, Kaikeyi. So Kaikeyi used to love Lord Ram more than anybody else. And Kaushalya used to love Ram and Bharat like anything. Everybody knew that Kaikeyi loves Ram more than Bharat also. But then comes the power of bad association. There is one woman whose name is Manthara. She comes and says that Lord Ram has been appointed as the prince of Ayodhya. So immediately she took out her jewelry, Kaikeyi, and she gave it to Manthara, that you have given me the happiest news. But then Manthara threw away the jewelry and she said, you are an idiot. You do not understand what is the result of this announcement. She said, what is the result? The result will be my Ram will become the king, and I am so happy. Everybody wants him to be the king. And then she triggers a chord which is undeniable in the heart of every woman. She says, if Rama becomes the king, then you will become a maid servant of Kaushalya. Now this created a serious problem. Till now, for the last thousands of years, these 3 queens are staying together, they have no problem. But one bad association comes in, that is Manthara. And then she says something and Kaikeyi goes crazy, and after that all of us know how she forced Dashrath to send him to the forest, to send Lord Ram to the forest. So what lesson do we derive from here? Please take note of the lessons. I will ask you the lessons towards the end. The lesson we derive here is, bad association, it will cook up things which don't exist. Bad association will make your mind go towards or dwell upon things which don't exist, and it will make envy come out in the chamber of your heart. Bad association takes you away from God, and good association brings you close to God. This is the lesson which we have learned. Unlimited love for the Lord, unlimited desire to serve the Lord, unlimited faith in the Lord can be destroyed by a small moment of bad association. Bad association comes in various forms. It may not come in the form of a person also. It may come in other forms also. So we have to understand what is bad association. Basically anything which takes me away from Krishna, anything which takes me away from Ram is bad association. Whether it is my mind, whether it is my social circle, even to the limit of whether it is my own family, like in case of Prahlad, or whether it is my so-called education, degree, job, whatever, anything which takes you away from the Lord is bad association. So this is the first lesson which we learn. Now I already told Lord Ram has been announced as the prince, and then next day Lord Ram is called again by Dashratha And he says, now you will not become the prince. Instead, you will go to the forest. Now, Valmiki Ramayana lays a lot of stress and discusses a huge degree to the extent that some pages and pages are discussed only upon the facial expression of Lord Ram. So, Lord Ram's facial expression when he was announced, when it was told that tomorrow you will become the king of the world. And then when he was told you will not become the king of the world, but rather you have to go to the forest. There is no change in facial expression. So there is a very nice verse in Bhagavad Gita. Na praharshet priyam prapya, no dvijet prapya cha priyam, sthira buddhera sammudho brahmavid brahmani sthitah. Bhagavad Gita chapter 5, shloka number 29. A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant, nor laments upon obtaining something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent and who is unbewildered, and who knows the signs of God, is situated in transcendence. So Lord Ram knew all these principles of Bhagavad Gita. Because for him, the whole aspect of becoming a prince is seva. What lesson we learn from here? The lesson we learn from here is we should be attached to service and not to the position which the service offers. His service was to serve his father. Now, he was serving his father by becoming a prince. That brings a lot of position, name, fame, puja, labh, man, pratishtha. And the next day the father says, the service which you have to do for me is to go to forest. So Lord Ram was fine. So the lesson which we learn here is we should be attached to seva and not to the position which the seva brings. And this is very easy to say, but how difficult to apply, only a person who tries to apply will realize. People say to their father, I am your son, I want to serve you. But the moment the father says, okay, I will not give you anything, any property and all I will not give you. Then you see how the seva bhav will disappear in one moment. Not just valid for son and father, but valid for any relationship. You take any relationship in the world, every relationship has some expectations. The moment you tell that no matter what you do, I will not fulfill your expectations, then what will happen? Finished. Because the focus is not on serving, the focus is not on seva, the focus is on position and the opportunities which that relationship brings. The opportunities for sense gratification and the positions of enjoyment, positions of false ego which that relationship brings. The focus is not on service and sacrifice. This is the second lesson which we learned. How many lessons we have learned till now? Are you sure? Third lesson. Lord Ram was banished to the forest. Why do you think was the main reason he was banished to the forest? To kill the demons, basically. Banishment of Lord Ram was fulfilling the purpose of killing the demons. In those days, the demons would stay outside. These days, demons stay where? Inside. So therefore, the mission of our life should be to vanquish the demoniac tendencies in our heart. This is the third lesson. Do something in your life so that we can kill the demons which are lurking in our heart since time immemorial. What are these demons? Lust, anger, greed, illusion, enviousness, attachments. Lord Ram went to the forest to kill the demons. What kind of forest will we go to? The whole of Bangalore is a forest only. where two-legged animals they stay. A person who cannot follow the regulative principles of human life is an animal only. Two-legged animal. Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON, says, those who cannot follow the regulative principles of civilized life is an animal. And the main reason why everybody has become a two-legged animal is because of the mind. And the mind has become mad due to bad association. So how to control the mind? Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihiyate. By practicing detachment and by having a suitable practice to progress in Krishna consciousness, and by practicing detachment from things which take me away from Krishna consciousness, I can control the mind. Bhagavad Gita. So we also need to go to the forest of suitable practice. Forest symbolizes the mode of goodness. Lord Ram going into the forest means he practiced. There's no need for him to practice, but we should learn from that. First of all, we should lead a life of mode of goodness. Forest represents mode of goodness, city represents mode of passion, and villages represent mode of, cities and villages, they represent mode of passion, and the places of sinful activities such as the slaughterhouses, the brothels, the liquor shops and the casinos, they are considered to be in the mode of ignorance. So we should lead a life of goodness, and we should practice detachment and have a suitable practice, a sadhana, so that we can kill this lust, anger and greed. How many of you think you will be happy if you don't have lust, anger and greed in your heart? Life will be very much simpler, happier, more accomplished. Everybody is raising their hand, except, are you all raising your hands? Yeah. Some of them like, hey, lust, anger, greed is needed, that spice is needed. No, it is not needed. Imagine life would have been so much more happy if we would have been free of lust, anger, greed, illusion, enviousness and attachments. Lord Ram killed the demons. Was there any option for Lord Ram? No. So similarly, there is no option for us also. We cannot say that, okay, I will kill anger and enviousness, other things I will keep, next life I will try. You cannot say it. Next life you will not be a human being only, you will be a dog. So this is the third lesson, that the mission of our life should be to vanquish the demoniac tendencies in our heart. Think about the troubles which Lord Ram and Sita took just to teach us this lesson. Sometimes people say Ramayan is a tragic grantha. How people go under tragedy, if somebody is thinking, my life is too tragic, sit and read Ramayan. You will understand, mera dukh to kam hai. But Ramayan is not a tragic grantha. Ramayan is a very suitable pastime in which the Lord and the internal energy of the Lord are going through so much just to teach us some valuable lessons out of love for us. Every aspect of Ramayana teaches us to surrender. Therefore, Ramayana is alternatively called as Sharanagati Grantha. Every aspect of Ramayana teaches you that you surrender to the Supreme Personality of God. There is no other option for you. Lesson number 4. So, Lord Ram is going to the forest. Now Lakshmana was not agreeing with this proposal. He was saying that he will fight against Dashratha also. Of course, he was saying it out of love for Lord Ram. But it is a reversal situation. Imagine you are being told tomorrow you will be given this opulence and then tomorrow you are told you are bereft of all your opulence, जो था वो भी नहीं ले लेंगे. How will you feel? It's a reversal. So Ramayan teaches us that even in the case of extreme reversals, if it is taken in a proper spirit, it will help us to fulfill the mission of life. For example, you look at Prahlad. Just because he was a devotee of Hari, simply for this reason only, his father became his number one enemy. His father did all kinds of atrocities. He threw him into a pit of snakes. And these are not ordinary snakes which come here and there in your garden. These are multi-hooded snakes which are capable of eating elephants. That kind of snakes. Next day his father threw him from a cliff. Actually, the Bhagavatam tells only 5-6 things which Hiranyakashipu did, but the Vishnu Puran gives more detail. Prahlad was endlessly tortured. No human being can tolerate that to that degree. No human being can tolerate that. But how did Prahlad tolerate all that? Have you ever heard that Prahlad started crying, or he said, enough, bahut ho gaya, give me some sunshine, give me some rain? Did he start speaking like that? No. He was always conscious that it is the plan of the Lord. He was always conscious that this is an opportunity for me to take deeper shelter of Krishna. So therefore he was intensifying his bhakti at every moment. How many of you have seen a rocket launch happening? Not on TV. Live dekha hai? Very good. Now how many of you have seen on TV or on internet? Okay. Sab log dekha hai. So you see, when the rocket has to go outside the atmospheric pull or the gravitational pull, it has to have a particular velocity. What is that velocity called? Escape velocity. Without having the escape velocity, can the rocket go outside the gravitational pull? What is that escape velocity? Little bit physics. Wow. 11.2 kilometers per second. If it does not has that speed, it will not be able to escape. Meaning to say, if we do not have intensity in our practice of bhakti, we cannot escape the pull of Maya. The problems which the mind is going to create when reversals will happen. When unfavorable circumstances come, our mind creates a perception of that circumstance. And because of that perception, we suffer and we suffer and we suffer. Let me tell you one absolute reality of this world. The suffering which we go through is real. But the cause due to which we go through the suffering is unreal. Sometimes have you played this game? You have gone to a child and you touched the ear of the child and you threw it the crow took away your ear. Have you done this? And have you seen the cry? The child cries without even checking whether my ear is there or not. Can we say that the crying of the child is just illusion? No. It's real crying. But the cause due to which it is suffering is illusion. Similarly, when reversals happen or in any situation in our life, whenever we find a suffering, the cause is always illusory. Manaha param karanam amananti. It is our mind which is making us suffer, that's all. Now, in order to deal with the mind, there has to be intensity in the practice of bhakti. There has to be an escape velocity so that you can escape the demands of your mind. All the people who are struggling, sadhakas, or those who don't know how to control their mind, those who are suffering in their life, they are those rockets who don't have escape velocity. And all the pure devotees, like Prahlad, Mother Sita, Lakshmana, Hanuman, who are able to go through the reversals and are taking it as an opportunity to take deeper shelter of Krishna, they are all those people who have made their practice of Krishna consciousness very intense. So therefore, the lesson learnt here is even extreme reversals, if taken in the proper spirit, will help us fulfill our mission in life, provided we intensify our practice of bhakti. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradhihi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Whether you have no desires, whether you have all the desires, or whether you have the desire to go out of this world and merge into the Supreme or become whatever, impersonal desire, personal desire, materialistic desire, in all situations, what you should do, tivrena bhakti yogena, just intensify your practice of devotional service. Then you will see the perspective properly. Always remember, if you don't have the escape velocity, you cannot escape the sufferings. How many of you want to escape the sufferings of this dukkhalayam ashashvatam world? So what is the escape velocity? Okay. I thought you'll say 11.2 kilometers per second. Escape velocity is intensify your devotional service. Every day chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Every day read the Bhagavad Gita. Every day eat Krishna Prasad. Every day find some reason to associate with devotees like this. That is called escape velocity. Otherwise, punarapi janamam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jathare shayanam. Birth and death will continue. And the only reason why you will take birth again is your mind. So defeat your mind or get defeated. Fifth lesson which we have to learn from this Ramayana, I call it as Ram or Aram. What do you want? You want Ram? Now my next question is, what do you really want? Ram or Aram? Now answer is coming both. Now my question is, if you have to choose between Ram and Aram, which one will you choose? Huh? What about this side? Fourth question, are you really sure? Krishna is listening, Ram is listening. See, only God knows what we will choose. And we have been choosing Aram from millions and billions of lifetimes. That is why we are here in this material world. That is why we are not with Krishna, not with Ram in the spiritual world. When Lord Ram was leaving Ayodhya, all the wives, all the ladies in Ayodhya, they threatened their husbands that Ram is leaving. Why are you sitting in the house and crying like a lady? Go and bring him back. And until he comes back, you don't come back. There is no place for you. So all these males, they went outside and they started telling Ram that you cannot go, we will not let you go. And Lord Ram they didn't let the chariot move only. Some of them were like the chief superintendent of the army of Ayodhya also, Senapatis. They knew how to stop the horse. So they stopped the chariot. So Lord Ram understood that I cannot go on a chariot. So he got down and he started walking. And all these people, at that time nobody thought whether I'll get an off from office or not. Nobody thought whether my child will be able to come back from school to my house or not. Nobody thought whether my car insurance will expire or not. Nobody thought whether my air conditioner will get repaired or not. Nobody thought whether my year-end income tax filing will happen or not. They just left everything and they followed Ram. That is the meaning of Ram or Aram. So Krishna will test us, God will test us. What do you want? You will say, I want you. Then God will ask you, what do you really want? And then He will keep changing the situation in such a way so that He will really test you. Do you really want me? Or is there scope for you becoming happy and settling down with anything else? There is an assistant of God whose name is Maya who does this. She will test you at so many platforms again and again and again just to make sure, are you serious enough to get the association of Ram? Are you serious enough to get the association of Krishna? And until she is 100% sure that this fellow wants nothing except Krishna, she will not release you. There are so many people who went on this path of devotion and got misled. They went astray. Can you give me some names? Jinhone, yes. Vishwamitra. Although he was not on the path of bhakti, he was on the path of yoga, but yes, ultimately he became a devotee. But yes, he was misled. He wanted to become a Brahma Rishi, but Indra tested him. Do you really want to become a Brahma Rishi? No, I want Menka. Take Menka. Sometimes even devotees of Krishna, who are practicing devotees of Krishna, sadhakas, they are practicing devotional service to Krishna, but in the core of their heart, they want something else. So they will get what they want, but they will not get Krishna. So therefore, again and again, we have to check our desires. How can we mold our desires? Do I want Ram or Aram? How to check this? The only way to check is regularly read Srila Prabhupada's books and regularly follow what Srila Prabhupada is telling in those books and go out for Sankirtan. Read the books, go out for Sankirtan. Read the books, follow, go out for Sankirtan. These three things, of course, chanting of Hare Krishna, will change our heart to such a degree that one day we will really want Ram and not Aram. So we have to leave behind all comfort zone, and take shelter of the Lord. So lesson number 5 is Ram or Aram. Every individual will be tested, and we have to choose Ram at any cost. Sometimes people say that, okay, when I will get a stable job, I will come regularly to the temple and I will chant Hare Krishna. Regularly means every Sunday. Once I met a devotee, he was saying that, I don't know if he's a devotee. Once I met a person, he was saying, I come to your center regularly every Janmashtami. I was like, thank you so much. You're coming regularly every Janmashtami. Wow, will you come to the next Janmashtami? Yeah. Can you come to our weekly program? No, I'm a little busy. As of now, the office situation is not good. Let it just settle down. I'll come. Don't worry. Center is there, no? Yeah, I'll come. So when my job becomes better, I will practice bhakti nicely. When my health becomes better, I will practice bhakti nicely. When the family life becomes better, I will practice bhakti nicely. You are being cheated. Rather, you are cheating yourself. You will never get the association of Krishna or Ram if you want Aram. One has to give up their comfort zone. Bhakti cannot be practiced on terms and conditions. That Bhagwan ko bhi to samajhna chahiye. My limitations. Yes, Bhagwan is understanding. But the process, Bhagwan is not some MLA whom you will just go and meet and invite for Ram Navami. The qualification to be in front of Ram is to not want Aram. Otherwise, all the best. Lesson number 6, we should be alert in our spiritual life. When Lord Ram was going towards the forest, All these Ayodhya Vasis, the number was in lakhs, they were moving around with him. And then one day at around 1:30, 1:45 or 2 a.m. in the morning, he woke up. And then what he did? He called for the charioteer and he said, you drive the chariot in such a way so that seeing the footprints of the chariot, wheel prints of the chariot, people will not be able to understand where I have gone. And then leave them sleeping here and we will go. If even one person among the Ayodhya Vasis would have thought that, let me stay awake, was it possible for Lord Ram to leave the Ayodhya Vasis back? Similarly, in our practice of Krishna consciousness or in our practice of bhakti, Rama bhakti, Krishna bhakti, it is very important that we have to be very attentive in our spiritual life. Love lies in the attention to the details. What are the details of the spiritual life? Is wearing a traditional devotional attire a part of the detail? Yes, I have to be attentive to it. Is putting tilak a part of the detail? Yes, I have to be attentive towards it. Is chanting fixed number of rounds of the holy names of the Lord a part of the attention to the detail? Yes, I have to stick. I cannot become inattentive. When do we become inattentive? We become inattentive when we start thinking, I have become spiritually advanced enough to not care for these details. Every time when I used to see some devotees, I used to bring a glass of water for them. But now I have become a senior devotee. I have finished the whole of Bhagavad Gita. People should bring water for me. Why should I bring? See, they brought water. So people should bring water for me. I should not bring water for people. So this is called inattentiveness. So whoever becomes inattentive in Vaishnava Seva, whoever becomes inattentive in their sadhana, whoever becomes inattentive in their dealings with Krishna, the expansions of Krishna, the dham of Krishna, the paraphernalia of Krishna, or the devotees of Krishna, will lose Krishna, will lose the taste in bhakti. You know what kind of a punishment it was for the next 14 years for Ayodhya Vasis to get up and realize, oh, I am in Ayodhya but Ram is not there. What kind of a punishment it was? They felt like committing suicide on a daily basis. Of course, we will not have that kind of love. Sometimes we will feel, अरे राम नहीं है तो क्या वो आराम तो है ना, ये आराम का मामला है. Today is Saturday. Let me wake up 1 hour late. So that our situation will be, we will lose taste in our practice of bhakti. We have taste of chanting the holy names. We have taste in reading Bhagavad Gita. That taste will go away if we will do inattentive practice of. Inattentive means, like if suppose you are chanting and at the same Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. हाँ, गैस सिलेंडर खत्म हो गया. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna. Please remove that flower bouquet from there and keep it here. Hare Krishna, Krishna. This is called inattentive practice of bhakti. So don't do that. Lesson number 7. When Bharata came back, Bharata had gone to Russia. Kaikeyi was from Russia. That region, Caucasian region. In that Caucasian Russian region, there were many peacocks who used to keep shouting K whole day. So therefore her name was Kaikeyi. Desh. So when he returned along with Shatrughna, there was a climate of misunderstanding in Ayodhya. Every person in Ayodhya was thinking Bharata is the culprit. The ministers of Ayodhya doubted Bharata. Even Kaushalya was doubting Bharata. His own guru Vasishtha was doubting Bharata. Was there any mistake of Bharata? No. But everybody was doubting him and already thinking that we have lost Ram because of him. So Bharata had to practice devotional service in a climate of misunderstanding and criticism. How many of us do you think will be able to do this? Practice bhakti in a climate where everybody is misunderstanding us and criticizing us. Generally, when we practice bhakti, we expect a garland milna chahiye. If they don't give us a garland, it's a serious problem. Garlands were given to others but not to me. So Bharata sets a very nice example that bhakti has to be practiced sometimes in a climate of misunderstanding and criticism also. But Bharata's behavior was so saintly, his choices were so saintly, conflict resolution style was so saintly, that very soon people of Ayodhya understood that Bharata is not at fault. It is Kaikeyi. And what treatment did Bharata give to Kaikeyi? How many of you know? What treatment did he give to Kaikeyi? Very angry. Now suppose Bharata is known for his saintly behavior, but if there is a son who is scolding his mother left, right and center, what will the society generally say? Nonsense fellow. Does not know how to respect his mother. But sometimes saintly people also need to cause pain to others, not to hurt them but to benefit them. Just like a doctor has to give you some injection and you are so much averse to injection. Is the doctor's intention to hurt you? No. Doctor's intention is to give you benefit. So Bharata was known for his saintly conduct, but he spoke very harshly to his mother just to set the standard that even if your own mother, father, brother, sister, daughter, son, in-laws, XYZ, anybody takes you away from Krishna, you have to choose Krishna, you have to choose Ram. He set the standard. You may be my mother, but you have sent Ram away from my life. From today you are not my mother. And for the next 14 years, he never saw the face of his mother. Whenever he needed any motherly affection, he used to just speak to Kaushalya. And Kaushalya used to love Bharat more than Kaikeyi also. That was a fact. Just like Kaikeyi used to love Ram more than Bharat. So sometimes people say saintly people should always be well behaved. साधु को गुस्सा नहीं आना चाहिए कभी भी. गुस्सा आ गया मतलब प्रॉब्लम है. So my sister teases me like that. Whenever she talks to me on the phone or whenever I go to my native place, I mean, we have grown up together, so she knows me. She will do something to irritate me. And she'll make sure that she passes the threshold limit. And then when I get irritated, sometimes just to stop her nonsense, I have to get irritated. Because if I don't get irritated, we cannot imagine what she'll do. So when I get irritated, she says, Acha, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. You get angry also, you speak harshly also. The point which we are trying to say here is that whenever the Lord is offended, or whenever the devotees of the Lord are offended, it is our duty to become angry. Just like Bharata became very angry with his mother. Although Bharata is known all over the world for his saintly behavior, but he chastised his own mother in such a harsh way that he disowned his mother and didn't see the face of his mother for the next 14 years. And this is dharma. This is dharma. So lesson number 7 is, saintly people might cause pain to others, but not to hurt them, but to benefit them. So when saintly people give us some distress, we should consider it as mercy. Lesson number 8. Are you all with me or are you lost? How many lessons done till now? Are you sure? Okay. Lesson number 8. When Bharata has gone to get Lord Ram back, Bharata sees Lord Ram wearing tree bark. So those who would stay in the forest, they would not wear nice jeans, shirt, cap, and other things. Actually, according to Nectar of Devotion, coming inside a temple wearing pagadi or cap is actually not considered good. A turban represents some position. These days, car represents a position. So I saw it practically. I was in Ahobilam and one person had tied a turban and he was entering the temple, or you can say a cap in some way. The Pujari threw him out. First, remove that and come. So Bharata, when Ram went to the forest, he was wearing tree bark. How he was wearing, don't ask me. We are people of Kali Yuga. We cannot imagine how things used to exist in those days. And there was something called as the juice of a tree which they would put in the hair, as a result of which the hair would become matted. If you don't comb your hair for 12 years, then it becomes matted hair. So he made his hair matted and he was wearing tree bark. When Bharat saw that, he fainted. That the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ram, who is the king of the whole world, he is wearing tree bark and matted hair. The Lord of Vaikuntha is wearing tree bark and matted hair. Seeing this, he fainted. Then Lord Ram came running and Lakshmana was also there. He told Lakshmana, see, you were thinking that he was coming to attack me, see his situation. Just seeing me in this form, he has fainted. And then when Lord Ram was trying to pick him up, he noticed that Bharata was also wearing tree bark and he had already matted his hair. Because he had come with the full intention to replace Lord Ram. His idea was, I will stay in the forest, you go back. So when the Devatas saw so much love exchange happening between Ram and Bharat, they became very afraid. That's due to after so much hard work, we have got Lord Ram out of Ayodhya. Now this love exchange is happening. Ram may even say, "Theek hai, chalo, I'll go back to Ayodhya." Actually, the whole incident of Manthara was triggered by the Devatas only. The Devatas only, they put this desire in the heart of Manthara that you go and speak to Kaikeyi like this, do something so that Lord Ram will go out of Ayodhya. Because it was important. Ravana was creating havoc all over the world. So Ram started explaining that, see, I cannot go. You are asking me to come, very good. But my father, who is already dead, before dying he has passed this expert command, the king, that I have to stay in the forest for 14 years. I cannot disobey the express command of my king. And there is a huge debate which happens. Bharat had nearly won the debate also. And the Devatas were often doing Akashvani. What Ram is saying is correct. Please go back to Ayodhya. Let Ram stay in the forest. This kind of Akash, Valmiki Ramayan speaks this. It was easier for Bharat to stay in the forest and feel the happiness of Ram going back to Ayodhya. And it was unspeakingly, unimaginably difficult for Bharat to stay in Ayodhya thinking that Ram is there in the forest. But ultimately Lord Ram convinced Bharat to go back. So the lesson which we learn here is, our goal should be to please the Lord and do whatever it takes. For Bharat, it was easier to stay in the forest than in Ayodhya. But he chose the difficult task to rule the kingdom because that is what would please Lord Ram. So sometimes even when we want to do seva, we want to do those seva or we want to do those activities which we like. I want to do this. I don't care if whether this is needed or whether Lord will like it or not, but I want to do this. So no, our goal should be to please the Lord. To love means to serve, definitely. but to serve means to please. If my service is not giving pleasure to Lord and the devotees of the Lord, it is not service. Rather, I should think what will give pleasure to the Lord and the devotees of the Lord, and that only I should do. This is the 8th lesson which we learn. The goal is to please the Lord. And then Bharata takes what does he take? The bow of Lord Ram back to Ayodhya, correct? Just checking, Pa, just checking. I thought all of you were like, everything which I am saying, yes. So he took the arrows, Ram Ban, back to Ayodhya, correct? What did he take then? Paduka, Ram Ban, correct. He took the padukas, the slippers, the wooden slippers of Lord Ram back to Ayodhya. And then he placed them on a throne. And then he started worshipping them on a daily basis. The paraphernalia of the Lord is not different from the Lord. And anybody who does nice deity worship, the deity reciprocates. If you also worship the deities nicely, they will reciprocate with you, they will talk to you, they will tell you what is needed. So Bharata was so absorbed in worshipping the Paduka that the Paduka used to speak to him on a daily basis. And that is how he survived for 14 years. So, one of the South Indian Acharyas, Govinda Rajulu, he highlights this commentary on the Padukas. That one day the Paduka was telling Bharata that, see Bharata, you are a very cruel person. You have separated me from Lord Ram. Imagine you worship something for next 10 years. After 10 years they say you are the worst person. He said that your destiny is to remain separate from Ram. My destiny was to always cling to the lotus feet of Ram. But you separated me. And Bharata practiced humility. And he said, see, the only reason due to which I am alive is that I have your association. And I have to serve Ram. So therefore I want you to be here and you are helping me in his service. And the whole mood in which Bharat was ruling was the mood that this kingdom belongs to Ram, I am just a servant. Many times, so many problems in life we can avoid simply by understanding this single fact that everything belongs to Krishna and everything should be used in the service of Krishna. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarva bhutanam gyatva mam shantim richhati. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam. We have to understand that Krishna or Rama is the supreme enjoyer. He is the chief beneficiary of all the sacrifices and the penances. He is the master and owner of everything. And he is my best well-wishing friend. If I understand these three aspects, gyatva mam shantim richhati, I will be peaceful in my life. So if we can understand that everything belongs to Ram, how many of you think that the mobile belongs to you? You will suffer because of that thought process. But if you think that this belongs to God and I am just the caretaker of this so that it can be used in the service of the Lord, this mobile will be the reason why you go back home, back to Godhead. But if you think that this car is yours, if you think this house is yours, if you think this wife is yours, if you think this husband is yours, you will suffer. But if you think that everything belongs to God and I have to somehow use it in the service of God, you will develop Bharata consciousness and you will go back home, back to Godhead. So this is the 9th lesson. Understand that Lord is the proprietor of everything and try to serve Him in that devotional servant consciousness. Lesson number 10. We all know that pastime of Shurpanakha. She was the mother-in-law of Ravana. Then? Sorry? Sister. Okay. Sometimes I have to say such statements just to check. In my college days, there used to be a boy who used to say all wrong, describe so many pastimes, and everything used to be wrong only. And everybody was not interested, but he used to come into the room and I want to tell you something. And just to make him go, we would like, very nice, very nice. One day he crossed all the limits. He said, when Kumbhakarna started pulling the sari of Draupadi, at that time, Sudarshan Chakradhari, Lord Ganesha, was very much disturbed, and he started sending some nonsense he was saying. And then one day, people got really fed up and they asked him that it was not it was not Kumbhakarna who was pulling the sari of Draupadi. It was Dushasana. And it was not Sudarshan Chakradhari Ganesha, but Krishna. So he got offended. He said, if Sudarshan Chakra is carried by Ganesha instead of Krishna, तुम्हारे बाप का क्या जाएगा? Just here, no. Like that he was telling. Coming back to the lessons from Ramayana, when Shurpanakha came, she disguised herself as a very, very beautiful lady. She was thinking Ram and Lakshman have never gone to the Gurukul, they have not got proper training, they have not been trained in brahmacharya. Anybody who comes and shows some feminine gestures, they are like unsense-controlled people, their senses are not controlled, they don't have good character, so they'll become like dogs and they will surrender to my beauty. She had that thought process. But after a huge amount of endeavor, when she saw neither Ram or Lakshman are interested, then she became frustrated. And Ram was clear, see, I am married and my wife is here. Lakshmana is also married, but his wife is not here. Maybe you check with him. There is some scope there. And although she was fully fixated upon Ram, but see how lust works. Lust works with options. ये नहीं तो ये सही, ये नहीं तो वो सही, कोई और सही तो कोई और सही. So although she wanted Ram for herself, but when she was given the option of Lakshmana, वो भी खराब, not so bad, huh? I'll go for it. And then Lakshmana also started playing, say, I'm just a servant, you go to the master. And then ultimately Sita came out and she realized this because of this woman, I am being tossed like a football here from there. So I need to destroy Sita. So at that time what happened? Sorry? Yes, the nose of Shurpanakha was cut down. And then what happened? Before that something happened. She showed her real form. So anybody can make a show of greatness. But when reversals come in our life, our real nature comes out. So therefore, a great person means one who is not provoked in testing circumstances. If you are a wicked person, if you are a kapati person, kapatata cannot stand in front of Rama. If you are a kapati person, if you are a wicked person, deceitful person, your wickedness and your deceitful nature will be exposed by Krishna in front of everybody. Be ready for that. You can make a show of greatness. I am such a great person, I am such a religious person, I am such an honored person, I am Mahapurusha. But Krishna will pull the rug below your feet. And that day, everybody will come to know what kind of a person you are. And that day you will hate Krishna. Oh, see how God has exposed me. No. God has exposed you for the good. Because you, after having said lies for so many years, forgot what the truth is. Similarly, Shurpanakha. Similarly, Putana. She disguised herself in such a way that everybody thought that she is Lakshmi. But Krishna Surya Sama Maya Haya Andhakar Jahan Krishna Taha Nahi Maya Radhikar. Krishna is like the sun. And all deception, all kapatata, they are like darkness. When you come in front of the sun of Krishna, no deception, no wicked nature, no kapatata can survive. So the lesson which we learn here is, if I want to get rid of my kapatata, if I want to get rid of my wicked, deceitful nature, I have to go closer to Krishna. I have to go closer to Ram. And that has a price. What is the price? I will be exposed. But are you ready to be exposed? No, I am not ready to be exposed. Good. Stay in this material world. Keep wearing the garb of presumed greatness. You stand near the Leela Palace of Bangalore and just think, I am the owner of it. No problem. Just by thinking, you have become the owner. Similarly, just by your thinking that you are a dharmic, righteous person, you have become that. No problem. Although you are a very, very third class person in reality. But just by thinking, you have become. Correct, no? It is very important that God exposes us. If we do not allow God to expose us, then we will be in serious problem. To be close to God, God is like the supreme fire. And to go close to fire, we need to be fire. That means God is this Param Brahma, Param Dhamam, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Shashwatam Divyam, Adidevam, Ajam Vibhum. So Krishna is Pavitram, purest person. To go close to the purest person, you need to be pure also. And that has a price. You have to go through so many purifications in life. Sadhakas get purified. Pure devotees get glorified. So you have to get purified. And it will be painful. Everybody can make a show of greatness, but only great, sincere devotees can get purified and reach the lotus feet of Ram. That is the lesson number 10. How many more lessons you want? Should we end the class? You have to tell me. I have crossed the time limit already by 5 minutes. I was supposed to end. What's the schedule today, by the way? Can somebody tell me what's the schedule? Sorry, what time am I supposed to stop? 12 o'clock, then we'll stop. Thank you very much. Group activity. So we have discussed 10 lessons today. I will request all of you to make a group of 4 people. And we want to see how many groups are made. Yeah, you can stop there. By the way, any questions before we start the group activity? Any questions? Any disagreements?